Okay, friends, family, bushcraft buddies, this is garden update. I think it's number 3. I haven't done one for a while. Last time I done a garden update, my plants were little bitsy plants. This is that ladder I told you I put in. That's a 12-foot ladder, a ladder. If you notice that leaf up there at the top, there's more than a leaf there. There's about a foot of it sticking out the top. That's my cucumbers. I put this ladder out here for my cucumbers to grow up, where all I had to do is reach in and grab a cucumber, and that has worked out really well, really well. And getting over here, I got kind of busy. I haven't had time to weed my garden like I should. I've just been getting in here kind of and chopping things down so that I can get into my garden. I still got some big old tall weeds around here. But you know, I've got, I don't know if you can see them or not, but man, I've got jalapenos everywhere. Great big old jalapenos, little jalapenos. I've got them all over. I've got some jalapenos. If anybody has a good jalapeno recipe, oh, please send it to me, because I got so many jalapenos. These here pepper plants that I put in, I come out here every day and pick peppers off of these pepper plants. They're just really doing really well this year. I told you I had 6-foot tomato cages. These here are my cherry tomatoes. I have 2 plants of cherry tomatoes right here. They got so humongous that they just grew together like a big jungle there. And I've got these things planted about 4.5 feet apart. They just got so big, so tall. They grew out the top of the 6-foot tomato cages, and they're up there waving around, as you can see. Big old huge tomato plants. And then I got these tomatoes over here, 6-foot cages again. And as Calvin's Corner 72 would say, oh, look at them maymays. You look in there, that's what he calls them. Look at them maymays, they're all over in there. I have been picking tomatoes out my ears. Haven't got enough to can yet, but look at them all around me. All around me, over 6-foot tall plants, all around me. And they just keep, I mean, I'm getting, oh, there's 2 or 3 back in there, 4. And I just picked these yesterday. And I had a problem with my squash this year. It's the first year I ever grew squash. Now, my yellow squash is still doing okay. They're still growing, and I'm still getting something off of them. But these green ones, green squash, a lot of people call them zucchini. I don't even know if there is a green squash or not, but you know, they just died out. I got 4 or 5 nice green zucchinis off of it, and then it just died. So I don't know what happened there. If anybody knows, you can tell me. But like Calvin's Corner 72 would say, look at there. There's more maymays all through there. I mean, they're just, when they start getting ripe, me and the wife, we're really going to have to do some canning on them. Looky over here. See that nice red tomato there? I just picked these yesterday. And they're already really starting to do something there. Get it adjusted in. There's another one over there. I'm really happy with what happened. Of course, I have my own fertilizer plant. I have put nothing. I've put no Miracle-Gro. I've put nothing on these plants this year except what comes out of my hen house. I lay it on top of my garden in the winter time, and I spread it out with my tractor blade. and I let it cure all winter long. the way up until it's time for me to till it under. And then I till it under, and this is what happens. I mean, you can't put too much on there, because if you put too much on, it'll kill your plants even after it, I call it curing. Even after it cures for a while, it'll kill your plants dead. So I got a mother-in-law that I just love to death. And every now and then I take her a load of chicken manure, and her garden looks just like mine. I mean, all these great big old plants, just love them to death. Now these here jalapenos, if anybody has a good recipe for jalapenos, I'm getting so many, I usually dry them out on my dehydrator. And then I got a coffee grinder that I grind them up with and make my own jalapeno pepper shaker thingy. And I do a lot with that. I make a lot of homemade jalapenos. And the homemade poppers is what I'm trying to say. I'm getting away from myself here. I've had a long day, had church, then I had a wedding that I had to do. Wedding was 60 miles away. So I just really had a rough day, so I'm kind of getting away from what I'm saying sometimes. But if anybody has any good jalapeno recipes, like maybe a jalapeno jelly, I've heard there's a jalapeno jelly out there. If you got any jalapeno jelly recipes or something good to do with jalapenos, I even have a habanero plant over here that's just, it's going crazy. And when they start getting ready to pick, I'm going to need to do something with them. So send me a recipe. Well, this is Casey again, a survival preacher. On my number 3 garden update, I know it's a little bit weedy and a little bit growing together. But man, when this thing took off, I couldn't even keep it separated. I've got, they're a good 4.5. If you can see the cages, a little hole right there you can see between the cages. 4.5 feet apart at least. And they just grow together like a jungle. Here's a little plant over there, the little tomatoes, little cherry tomatoes. And then over here is supersonics. And right there is supposed to be a pathway that I can walk between them. And I can't even do it. I have to kind of just struggle out into the garden and pick me a tomato when I want to. Well, anyway, this is my garden update for this week. Haven't done one for a while. So this is Casey with Survival Preacher, saying goodbye. God bless. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.